Elementalist class, super scary, intimidating, see it everywhere class where people fear it every second, right? Nah, not for me. I think it's over for Elementalist, I really do. It's still a decent class, but in this video, I'm going to explain why I think Elementalist's reign as a super dominating class are pretty much done. Elementalist classes for a long time wreaked havoc upon the PvP world. People see it and they quivered in fear, but for me, Elementalist reign is pretty much over. Yes, it still certainly comes in handy on a lot of battles, particularly in Mirage Queen teams and things like that, but it's just not as strong as it used to be, and it's basically due to one weapon, and I'm going to go over why as well. Most of the time, I'm actually quite happy to see an Elementalist team. When I see certain teams, and I see Elementalist, I think it's a sort of a default thing people sometimes go to now when they're picking their team. It does give them obviously the advantage of the burn, stun, freeze and entangle on a 4-match, which you get with the elemental force, but that's not a big deal anymore. I mean, when this came along, it was deemed as completely and utterly overpowered, and then what happened was certain troops which were kind of terrible before basically became better, like a Voice of Orpheus. Let's go to Voice of Orpheus. This was, for me, sort of a perfect or near perfect counter to Elementalist in the early days of Elementalism coming along, because basically it cleansed all allies when matching yellow gems, and being impervious himself basically means that he's immune to the effects of stun, freeze, burn and entangle, so he couldn't be stopped unless he got cursed first, and in that case you just get yellow and you cleanse the whole team. But things have got better than that, and it's all due to the Wonder Stars, and this is why I just don't fear Elementalist teams anymore. And in fact, when I see them, for me, they actually give me an advantage, and I'll tell you why. So we get that cleanse at first. In fact, it's a bless. It basically, all bless is, a lot of people don't realise this, is it gives you the effect of being impervious at the same time to all your allies. So it stops, and not only cleanses anything Elementalist has already done in one go, but it also makes you immune from its effect until those allies cast a spell. And then you just cast it again and you get the same effect. As soon as Elementalist does its Elementalist stuff, you can cleanse the team off. Let's take a look at a couple of examples of a fight. Let's try and find something. Okay, not too bad. Alright, okay, this is quite similar to our team. We'll use this as an example, and it's Elementalist, which is good. So Elementalist, normally people go, oh god, Elementalist, it's so horrible. But here we got them using Wonder Stars as well. They're also using a Grovanger and a Zernabog. I'm using the Archduke. Now you've got an Elder Dragon, but just to match things up and be fair, I'll actually put my wand in first place, so it's very similar to this team. Now what I was saying earlier about why I see this as giving me an advantage is because without this being a Mirage Queen team where Elementalists get a 50% mana start, the team that gets charged up first of all will most of the time win the battle. And this doesn't get a fast mana start. This is going to start from 0, or unless they've got a Medal of Honor one, they'll get a 20% start. But apart from that, it's whoever gets charged first in so many teams, not just this one, will win the game. Like Stellaryx teams, you know, starting with Essentia and Leprechaun, something like that. Whoever gets charged first, most of the time, will win. And with this very similar team, with a 50% mana start class like Geomancer, I've got like 50% of my mana straight away. The chances are that as soon as we get going, I will win. And that is the main advantage. We've got very similar teams. They've got Elementalists thinking that this is an advantage for them. Yes, they start with a Snap Freeze, but all I've got to do is get a couple of matches like that. Let's cleanse ourselves off. And not only have we cleansed ourselves off, we're now blessed. So blessed has actually now eradicated all those effects of Elementalist. It can't touch us. So what we look now is like what we got here. We got green, purple, and brown. That's brown as well. So we'll just, as an example, we'll just use this on brown now. Oops, wrong one. We'll use Zernabog. Got all those status effects. We'll keep hitting them on brown. and get any extra turn. Oops, wrong button again because I've changed the team around. I'm in autopilot mode. Should we see if we can kill anybody outright with Archduke? Nah, we'll just do this again. Come on. But the hero's gone already, and they, you know, even if they got going with Elementalist class, it kind of doesn't make any difference. Could have got that 4 match then, wasn't looking. But doesn't actually matter. But the point is, whoever gets going first will win the vast majority of the time. Can we get an Archduke kill? I think we killed him anyway with the damage. But yeah, let's do that again, because almost, let's see if I can actually let them get a bit of a head start on the need an Elementalist team. That'll do. Dangerous team. Wonder Stars, Scourge of Honor, Enraged Kurandara, Bane of Mercy. Don't think they can change this, as if they get a nice start with the converting yellow to purple to get their wand charged up first. But there's no 50% mana start. If that doesn't happen, then again, I hold the advantage. I've already got a 50% mana start. All I need is a double drop somewhere where we get basically 2 lots of mana from a single drop. We got red dropping down to there with this brown match at the same time, so we'll take that. So yeah, like there you go. They got some 4 matches. Oh look, we're burnt, frozen, stunned, entangled. Oh, 3 of our troops. Oh no, we're in so much trouble. No, we're not. We'll just cleanse it and bless it at the same time. Now let's do that again. Get that other troop cleansed. Now we can let the fun begin. What we got? All colours there. We've got green, green. And we'll do this on green. And we'll start like ripping through the opponent. And there's nothing they can do about it. And their Elementalist effects. It doesn't matter what I'm doing now with the team and things like that. The fact is, the point of how Elementalist was rendered pretty much useless really, really easily by a team like this. Not by the Wonder Star, not by a team like this rather, but I cast the wrong thing then. I was meant to cast I was meant to cast my Zernabog. I'm in autopilot with this team, with the top 2 being the other way around, which is quite funny. But come on, Archduke, do your stuff. There you go. But yeah, the point is how Wonder Stars makes Elementalist not irrelevant. It's still really, really good. But in a 50% mana start, and Wonder Stars against most Elementalist teams that don't contain the Mirage Queen, so they get a 50% mana start, for me, we hold the advantage now. So even though at first, when Elementalist class came out and it seemed to be completely overpowered and things like that, and yeah, I think that the Wonder Stars is completely addressed the balance, and it's kind of made it almost too good, because the thing is about the Wonder Stars is you can chuck it into almost any team. It's got uses any colours, and providing there's not a particular restriction that prevents you from using it, most people are going to chuck it into any team because they know they get that cleanse and bless. They know that people use Elementalist all the time, and they know that that is, you know, for most people know that that's going to be a really easy counter to Elementalist. Right, so let's take a look around a few of the levels and see what people are using just out of interest. Thief on that side. That was just a fun team I was playing around with yesterday. That's actually quite funny because Queen Aurora gives bonus mana from all gem matches, which mean I think I was getting like +5 blue and +3 on everything else and +4 on something else. So basically when this cast and exploded those gems and generated some mana, you filled up everybody so quickly. It was just hilarious. But yeah, it was quite a good fun team. But point is, this team over here is using Thief. This is using Diabolist. This one's using Warden. So no Elementalist classes from the enemy side of things there at all. So I do think slowly but surely people are swinging around to realising that Elementalist is not quite as powerful as it used to be. And it is all down to the Wonder Stars. Sentinel class over there. Elementalist, first one over there and another one there. But before, on certain PvPs, just about everything would be Elementalist, just all over the place. So Stormcaller, a Titan, Elementalist, so only one of there. So it is starting to slowly balance out again, I would say. Sentinel, Tidecaller, Elementalist. So only one again there. So it is, as I say, slowly but surely changing. So Sorcerer, Elementalist, Dragon Guard. That's due to Stellarix's involvement in a lot of battles these days. It's a little bit too many if you ask me. But it's the way it goes. Elementalist, Elementalist, Elementalist. See, this is how it used to be a lot of the time. Like, just literally, just Elementalist teams all over the place. Gear on, we have Elementalist, Dervish, and Elementalist. Again, that's like a very similar team lot. 2 Tech Shackers. They're using a wand. And I'm using a wand. But even in this example, like this team that I've got here, I'm relying on a 4-match, the Submerge or an Allies, which is going to save me from their damage from the Stellarix. But basically, the fact they're in Elementalist class and I'm in Archmages, it basically means they don't start with any mana. I start with 9 out of my required 18. And if I get lucky with Attack Shaka doing that wildcard magic at the beginning, then basically I'll be ready faster before they do. And if they did get any 4 matches, I don't care. I'll just cast Wonder Stars and carry on. Yeah. Let's do this battle just for fun. Just to show the effects. Like, there you go. They got no mana. I've got 9. The effect of Attack Shaka means I've got to charge up straight away. We'll never know if their Attack Shaka might have done the same thing, but the chances are it wouldn't have got them charged from 0 to 18 completely. Mine did. And yeah, they started with me frozen. Do I care? No. I'll just do that. And that's now rendered their Elementalist completely useless on our allies because we get blessed at the same time. Which basically is the same effects as being impervious. And impervious, you are immune to all normal status effects, which include stun, freeze, burn, and entangle. So yeah, right, let's just cast this again. We start doing our... There you go. They got a 4-match in, but didn't do anything because of our bless. Really cool. Let's give the Stellarix a bash or 2. And finish off. So there you go, there's the video. That for me is why the tide is slowly shifting away from Elementalist being super all dominating and all powerful. Yes, it is still overall the best class, I would say, but it's not the powerhouse it used to be, and that is simply because of that Wand of Stars, and it's available in the Soulforge week in, week out. So when you get the resources, if you don't have it already, just go craft the Wand of Stars. It is easily the best weapon in the game. It can backfire sometimes when you cast it, but it doesn't do it that often. You just got to make sure you select the right side of things to do, whichever's got the most colours on it, relevant to Elemental Stars or the Umbral Stars. And obviously if you need the Cleanse or the Curse. But there it is, there's the video. I know some players will probably disagree with this, but I don't know. The facts are there. A lot of it is just basic maths for me. A mana start that starts on half mana over one that starts without any mana start is going to get going most of the time. And once you get going and you've cast that Wand of Stars, you've got that Bless. Elemental effects are now pretty much useless. So if the team is set up properly on the other side, that side is going to win. It's mathematics. Whoever gets going first. And if you get a half mana start, you will normally get going first, unless you're really unlucky. But there it is, there's the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. This is probably a debatable one. But yeah, that's what I think anyway. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, bash that like and subscribe button. It really does help. Feel free to share the video amongst other Gems of War players as well. That really helps. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.